Well, there he is, race fans, rolling onto the racetrack. For real this time. Driving the Donegal Street Crop Production Services. Banner Valley Hauling, MVT, Mesilla Valley Transport, CarCity.com, Imperial Motors, Car Performance, Rock Hard, Powder Coating, New Vision, Race Graphics, 21 Junior. It's Billy Moyer Jr., Smooth Jr. Got a little high, wide, and handsome there on the opening lap. Last year's Midwest Sheet Metal, Kuntz & Company Rookie of the Year in the P&W Ironworks P&W Sales 14Z Black Diamond Racing Chassis from Gladewater, Texas. It's Zach McMillan in 14Z. So Billy Moyer Jr. on lap number 1 going around the Timberline Speedway. Hot and heavy. Rolling onto the racetrack now, driving the Crop Production Services Donegal Seed number 77 out of Batesville, Arkansas. It's Gavin Landers. Gavin Landers took a wild ride in North Carolina last weekend, and that Longhorn chassis thrashed and everything he could to get that car back together to make it here to Timberline tonight for the Comp Cams race.
My bad, Chris. I'll take those when you can.
Track now was first ever start at Timberline Speedway tonight. Rides out of Galena, Missouri. Driving the Henrietta Ford, Shannon Scott's Henrietta Ford 00 with a Scott Bailey Racing your power plant underneath the hood of the Black Diamond chassis. A 15-time MLRA winner back in the 2015 season. It's the Undertaker, Jesse Stovall, the former Pelican 100 winner at Arklatex. And the Brown Brothers Farms Case Agriculture R5, the former Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner in open wheel modified at the Boot Hill Speedway. It's R5 Hunter Raston out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Hunter Raston has ran well here at Timberline in the past as a top 3 finish here, but he's never cashed in on a victory here at the Corley Oval. Jesse Stovall, he's the 2016 MLRA Midwest Late Model Racing Association champion. And tied with Jack Sullivan a couple years ago. On the racetrack now from Hockley, Texas, driving the Side Plumbing, North Side Plumbing Supply, Knowles Auto, WRP Racing Products, Dynamic Driveline, Race Safe Technologies, Trucks Unlimited, Simpson Raceware, Dirt Car Lifts, and Razor Edge Graphics. Clements Powered Rocket XR1, chassis number 7D. Won his first ever late model race at the Cotton Bowl Speedway back in 2015 in Page, Texas. The 70 is Austin Tice out of Hockley. David Payne out of Cabot, Arkansas, rolls down the front straightaway in the turn number 1 in 7D. So the pair of 7Ds on the racetrack. Checker flag way high up in the sky by David Corbello, the veteran. So once again, it's David Payne now on the racetrack at the Cabot, Arkansas on the 7D. And then 20-year-old Chandler Petty of Austin, Arkansas. Chandler Petty, former top qualifier for the Boot Hill Speedway in Greenwood, Louisiana, when he had a crate power plant underneath the hood and went toe-to-toe with all those spec power plants. This youngster right here can get the job done. A 4-year regular on the World of Outlaws Craftsman Late Model Series Tour, drivingthegotterrace.com. Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Shocks, P&W Sales, P&W Ironworks. 14M, it's Mo Bags. Morgan Bagley in 14M. Morgan Bagley, the 2011 Southern Non-Professional Racing Series champion. Said been on tour with the World of Outlaws Craftsman Late Model Series for the last 4 or 5 years in the Clements Powered Black Diamond. As he'll receive the white flag on the racetrack as well. It's P. Willie, PD, Patrick Daniel, driving the first class autoglass. Racing car number 75, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Shocks, Black Diamond. It's Patrick Daniel out of Wills Point, Texas in 75, a former Turkey Nationals winner at the Lone Star Speedway where we head tomorrow night out of Kilgore, Texas. number 2 rolls onto the racetrack. May 7th of 2013, first ever Comp Cam Super Dirt Series winner here at the Speedway. At O'Brien, Arkansas, driving the Shannon Scott Henrietta Ford sponsored car number 71 of the Black Diamond Racing Chassis. It's Robert Baker in 71 from Bryan, Arkansas. Gets a little loose there off the exit of turn number 2. The 3-time reigning series Comp Cam Super Dirt Series champion. He rides out of Greenbrier, Arkansas. We call him Cadillac. Jack Sullivan in 18. He's in the Mark Martin Automotive Panel Chipping AAA Diesel car number 18. Jack Sullivan, 2 wins and 3 starts so far in the 2018 season for car 18. He has been the one to beat. Was down opening up the Florida-Georgia Speed Weeks with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series crew chief and a turn of the wrenches on the reigning Lucas Oil Series champion, Josh Richards. So checkers come out for the Bryan, Arkansas racer in 71 of Robert Baker, and now checkers out for Cadillac Jack Sullivan in 8. Rolling onto the racetrack, it's the 20-year-old Turbo Tyler Erb in the first class septic car number 91. This youngster right here, ladies and gentlemen, out of New Waverly, Texas, now full-time with the World of Outlaws Craftsman Late Model Series, had some stellar runs to kick off the year. Went to Australia and went over to Australia and won 3 out of 4 races that he competed in, and really showed up in another country and showed out. Looking for his first win, actually his 3rd win since then. He came back to the home of the free and picked up several wins over the last couple of weeks with the Mississippi State Challenge Series in Jackson. This youngster right here, very, very impressive for the first time he ever sat behind the wheel of a race car. The son of the NASCAR Hall of Famer and the Don Bad Motorsports Andy Frozen Custer's car number 75. It's TP Terry Phillips in 75. So Terry Phillips out of Springfield, Missouri, making his first ever start at Timberline Speedway tonight. Said he was coming down Speedway back in 2005, the Alltel 100. So driving the Black Diamond Racing Chassis, car number 57 now on the racetrack. Road number 57, that'll be Mark Shipman out of Hockley. On the racetrack now, in the Nichols Home Stores, S&S Fishing and Rental, Mars Race Car Chassis. Clements Power number 97, the Thriller, K. Dillard out of Robeline, Louisiana. K. Dillard, 3 career wins here in a modified at the Timberline Speedway since this place opened in 2013. K. Dillard, the reigning Spooky 50 winner at the Chatham Raceway in Chatham, Louisiana. His first season full-time behind the wheel of a late model for the Thriller, K. Dillard, who won the 2014 Texas Motor Speedway World Dirt Track Championship and beat some of the best modified drivers in the business on that night. As checkers come out for Mark Shipman, the Thriller, K. Dillard, coming to checkers now. On the racetrack, down the Sherwood Insurance Group number 3K Black Diamond Chassis for the 19-year-old Tanner Killick in 3K out of Marouge, Louisiana. Tanner Killick out of Marouge, Louisiana, making his 3rd career start at Timberline Speedway tonight, been now in a late model for 4 seasons. The 2-time Comp Cam Series champion. Over 10 career victories on the tour in the Rock Hard Powder Coating Gary Beard Trucking. Black Diamond Chassis, car number 86. Terry Phillips Motorsports 86. Tom Assassin Kyle Beard. Gotta be Rick Duke. Yep. The former Jambalaya 100 winner and an open wheel modified on the racetrack. He's driving the Rocket Chassis number 6D from Ball, Louisiana. It's Rick Duke. Rick Duke in 6D, the former 79 Professional Racing Series Rookie of the Year. Speaking of super late model champions, last year's runner-up here at Timberline Speedway in the Comp Cam's main event, the Jack Sullivan out of Bossier City, Louisiana, driving the Olin Shocks and Springs DP Motorsports Stealth Carburetors David Peterson Trucking number 1. It's B.J. Robinson. B.J. Robinson carrying on the tradition that his father Billy Robinson laid into works as he sets his sights down the back straightaway. Checkers out for the 6D of Rick Duke. Final time through 3 and 4 for the driver out of Bossier City, Louisiana. B.J. Robinson gets checkers. Robbie Moore might be thinking, it's a little dark out here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on the racetrack, driving car number 66, a Midwest Sheet Metal Rookie of the Year contingent in 2018. Driving the Centerpoint Graphics, more Race Fab, Agrigo, Dead Fingers Gun Shop, sponsor number 66 with a Robinson Race Engine Power Plant underneath that 66 of Robbie Moore. In the turn number 3, a 3-time late model winner here at the Speedway. One of the crowd favorites in the Healthcare Express, WW Timber, Kaiser Manufacturing, Kendall's High Performance. Number 5, the John Mitchell out of Texarkana in 5. John Mitchell went for a wild ride last weekend down in Harrisburg, Arkansas, flipped his master-built chassis, and they thrashed hard to get that Rocket XR1 ready to go here tonight. So the Catman, John Mitchell, hometown crowd. $10,000 a win for Factory Stocks. For the 4th annual Factory Stock 50, presented by 36J and Thompson Motorsports. But tonight, on RaceOnTexas.com on demand, the first green flag of the 2018 season is underway, and over the face of all the competitors down the front straightaway, they head off into one for the first time tonight here at Timberline. Trying to go 3 different lanes wide here through 1 and 2. Faulkner likes what he sees. He'll smash the loud pedal down the back straightaway and separate himself over the Hunter's body shot sponsor Turner. Craig Oakes will rise to 3rd here on the opening lap. Off of 4, lap number 1 leader. Got into the KMO Racing number 27 of Dalton Faulkner. Oh, and Randy Warner nearly bit concrete on the front straightaway. Oh boy, we got a Quincy Cooper laying the wood here into the door panel of the 7J. Randy Warner driving that 7J car for Joshua Funderburk tonight as they lead off of 4. It'll be the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. Craig Oakes rising to the occasion. He'll go to 2nd. And coming up through the field quick, fast, and in a hurry up to the 3rd spot now. Former Superstock winner here, the Florine, Louisiana. Here comes Brian Cook. Brian Cook filling it tonight. He'll go to the inside of the Team 91 Racecraft entry of Craig Oakes. He'll try to slide up on him with a push underneath that 100 car, but it's enough to hold on and take 2nd. Brian Cook with the Evil Knievel letter number 1. He says, "How you doing, Dalton Faulkner?" He says, "I'm doing pretty good. Get out of my house." He's going to go back to Louisiana with a smile on his face tonight. That 100 machine is rolling around the Timberline Speedway in that Outlaw chassis so far tonight. 3 to go. 5 in the books this time by. Literally a story of where did he come from? From 9th to the race lead. 9th to the race lead for Florine, Louisiana's Brian Cook. The many-time Sabine Motor Speedway track champion down in Manny, Louisiana, has run away and hid from his competition here. Dalton Faulkner looks like he may have some trouble down the back straightaway. The 27 going to get some company there to the inside from the 91 of the Marshall Texan Craig Oakes. Faulkner will drift it up way high, wide, and handsome there off of 4. Oakes to the inside. They make just maybe just a little kiss there of contact as they'll continue to go door to door. Interesting how everybody is separated so far in distance in this race as Brian Cook is throwing the keys on the counter. He's checking out of the Holiday Inn. We'll see you next Saturday night. Brian Cook wins it from Florine, Louisiana. Drag racing to the line. Door to door to the checkers. Give it to Craig Oakes by half of the cat's whisker. Oh boy, James Thompson giving up the ghost. Up in smoke like Cheech and Chong on the big tour there. Boy. Rocking to the WW Timber entry out of Shreveport, Louisiana with WCH power underneath the hood. It's Trouble Sean Graham, the hitman. 4th row to the inside. It'll be Austin Storm, an A27, a former limited modified driver. Chris Shaw on the Canon Solutions, sponsor number C1. He rides out of Shreveport, Louisiana. And rounding out the field, top 4 to the main event. The 21G is Paul Garrett from Texarkana. Lights are out. We're green for 8 laps. Ricky Burt smells blood in the water. Oh boy, getting in there a little hot and heavy here on the hub of the racetrack. They're going to go 3 wide for 2nd. 2 by 3, 4 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Trouble Sean Graham. Oh boy, they're going to try to fit it there in the 3 and 4. Kelly Lockie says, "I'll get out of it. I'm not going to let you guys beat and bang my brand new body on this race car. Get out of my house." Into 1. Sean Graham taking no prisoners on the start. The hitman into 1. Oh, and riding over the right front of the 13 to Trent Kenward. Ooh. And losing some ground there. Kelly Lockie going to go back to 2nd. Kenward has trouble. And the caution's out. RaceOnTexas.com. RKT operating. Number 14. The Tyler Texan will lead the Paris Shreveport Racers. Off of turn number 4. We're back away at Timberline with 1 lap scored. Here comes Trouble to the inside of the 14 of Lockie. Sean Graham for the race lead. He'll slide up in front of the nose of the 14. Graham has never cashed in and won a race here at the Corley Oval. Came awfully close. Here comes Slick. Ricky Burke Jr. while Nick Serber is facing the Uke tire down there in 3 and 4, and the caution will come out once again. The Boot Hill Speedway over in Greenwood. It'll be Lucky as they went back to the last completed lap. Sean's going to have to put his hands back together and go back to work. They punched the time clock. We're back underway. Here comes trouble. Back to the inside for the race lead. Carter to the inside of the 55 of Slick Rick. Down the back straight. They're going to 2 by 2 by 1 into turn number 3. Graham around the hub. Lucky stuck in the middle of the racetrack. Cross steering off of 4 with Graham still to his inside. They'll drag race to the line by half of a nose. It's the 14 of Lucky. That RKT operating RaceOnTexas.com Superior Graphics number 14 is rolling around Timberline Speedway. What more do you want, race fans? They're still side by side for the race lead as they head down the back straightaway. Here comes the 999 of Kyle Carter. Carter, he'll throw his hat into the ring. He'll become a player now. Says, hello, how you doing? Off of 4. Lucky now going to separate himself by a car length over the XXX and the 99 of Carter as they head back off into turns 1 and 2. Into turn number 3, Carter putting the heat all over the XXX. Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham. Mentioned prior to this race, dropping the green flag. The 14 of Lucky knows his way around this racetrack. Obviously won here for $2,500 at the Longhorn Classic 2 years ago. Driving Jeff Bates' entry that night, and Carter and Graham make contact. Look out. Here's where the action starts to heat up a little bit. As Maverick said in Top Gun, I'm going to hit the brakes and fly right by. Oh, and that's exactly what happened. Off of 4, and Graham will re-inherit the second spot. Kyle Carter got in there a little bit of hot and heavy. As how about the driver of the Candid Solutions Hitman Designs number C1 of Chris Shaw rolling up the 3rd here. It'll be 3 laps to go this time by Timberline Speedway and Factory Stock Heat, or 2 to go. And Factory Stock Heat race number 2. Flagman Scotty Hilchapek showing on the ropes. Killing Lucky with a sight set down the back straightaway for turn number 3. Doing a nice job of keeping all these guys at bay. He's had some frequent comers up there and challenging for the race lead. That car is awfully loose right now, hanging out that rear end of the 14. The white flag is out. Factory Stock racing at its finest. Will he pull the trigger? Down the back straightaway. The driver of the WW Timber Hitman Designs XXX Rocket. Will Lucky give him that bottom lane into turn number 3 for the final time. Lucky going to smash the loud pedal off of turn number 4. Graham to the inside. The drag race to the line. Sean Graham's going to steal it away from Lucky in the final turn. So once again, race fans, the top 4 go to the main event tonight. The rest will have to try it out of a B main event. 8 laps once again will be the distance. With Taylor and Evans on the front row. The lights are out. We're underway. And a stellar start for Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor with a race lead. Here comes Heisenberg, ready to break bad off of turn number 4. They're going to fan out and go 3 wide off of turn number 4. Some contact there, but the 24, the Ashdown, Arkansas racer Michael Shirtliff. No harm, no foul, though. We'll stay clean and green. TJ Evans nearly won the track championship at the Winona Oval and Rose Bowl last season. As Hamilton's gone to 2nd now. Up to 3rd is the 24 of Shirtliff. Evans from the outside pole back to 4th now. Grog back to 5th in car number 25. Tyler Young sits 6th. The battle for 7th with Griffin and the 88B of Brendan Perrier. We've already seen in the very opening heat of the night that you can come from the tail and make some gains. The 9 are starting 9th and taking the win in the inaugural heat was Florine, Louisiana's Brian Cook. And TJ Evans may have missed it just a little bit tonight. Boy, and he just got a haymaker thrown on him there in the 1 and 2. If he can If he could get back to the 25, he may show some displeasure, but not sure he'll be able to get there as Grog has separated himself. Everybody knows the tail in the top 5 by about the same distance on the speed plant right now as we continue to go green flag racing. 3 laps to go this time by for Chris Taylor with a dominant run. This time by as he rolls off of turn number 4. It'll be the white flag in front of the face of Chris Taylor. And Cole Burleson elects to throw her to the pit area, not liking how that 22 car is handling just yet. Final time, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He's stolen the keys on the counter and put an absolute clinic on the Timberline Speedway, a lot like the 100 that Cook did in the first heat of the night. Face full of checkered flag for the 34 of Chris Taylor to victory lane. Second, we'll go to the driver of the 1W out of Dallas-Fort Worth of Walter Hamilton. Third, we'll go to Ashdown, Arkansas's Michael Shirtliff. Bubba McEachern, alongside last Saturday night's main event winner of the Boot Hill Speedway in Greenwood, Louisiana, driving the Superior Bar and Grill Laser Chassis PTS Power number 12. It's Bo Perry in 12. Rounding out the field is going to be Calvin Tucker from Cleveland, Texas, in car number 83. The lights are out. We're underway. Off the 4 down the front straightaway, Justin Whitehead with the race lead. No stranger to victory lane, the all-time winningest racer in the history of Timberline Speedway since this racetrack opened in 2013. As he heads down the back straightaway, sets his sight to the center point of turns 3 and 4, and leaving his competition in the dust. The best battle on the racetrack down the back straightaway for the 3rd spot. The 22M of Morgan trying to slam the door shut in front of the face of the 25 of Hot Louisiana's Bubba McEachern. Bo Perry trying to rise to the occasion. They come to the front as well as they roll off of 4. The best battles right here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Down the front straightaway they go. Randy Buttery, Bo Perry in a battle. Waging war back here as here comes McEachern trying to sidestep and throw the 22M into his hip pocket. Can't get the job done this time. It's 4 in and 4 laps to go in this 8-lap affair. Down the front straightaway they come. Justin Whitehead riding down the only road he's ever known. Here he goes again on his own. Justin Whitehead's made up his time, or made up his mind. He ain't wasting no more time. Here he goes again on his own. He'll come to the checkered flag in 36J to grab another heat race victory here at this home oval. 36J to victory lane. Second, we'll go to Brandon Brown in the Club 20 suspension, outlaw number 32. Third, we'll go to Hot Louisiana's Bubba McEachern directly to the main event. Oh, and drag racing to the line. The Hunter's body. And the Murphy & Son Timber number 86. 5 cars, 8 laps. The lights are out. Strickland and Robinette. They're on the lap, but we're underway. Superstock heat race of the night continues to roll around the Timberline Speedway Oval, and Dustin Robinette is throwing his keys on the counter. He's putting on an absolute clinic. For the checkered flag, putting on an absolute display. The 27 of Dustin Robinette will take the checkered flag in your super stock heat race tonight. A great race for second, though. Moran all over the 2 of Strickland. He won't be able to get the job done. Strickland holds him off in the deuce. It'll be Chandler Petty in the Black Diamond chassis out of Wills Point, Texas. Car number 75, the former Turkey Nationals winner, PD Patrick Daniel. Mo Bags, Morgan Bagley in the 14-minute Longview, Texas. 6 cars, 10 laps of distance. The lights are out. We're underway at Cup Games Motor Series heat race number 1 of the night here at the Timberline Speedway. As we head off into 1 for the first time. It'll be the drummer of the Down Seat, Crop Production Services 21, JR Masilla Valley Transportation, entry of Billy Moyer Jr., Smooth Jr., a feature race winner here with the Cup Games Motor Series back in May of 2014, and he'll get pressure from the Black Diamond Racing chassis. Jonesboro, Arkansas native Hunter Raston for the race. They go side by side off the exit of turn number 2 as they head down the back straight with their sights set on turn number 3. Raston and Moyer Jr. door-to-door through 3 and 4. Moyer Jr. likes it up top, skates a little bit, gets a little cattywampus or loose, if you will, and the car gets out from underneath him, and Raston going to take the race lead, but Moyer Jr. not done with him just yet. He'll set his sights back to the back deck lid of the R5 for the race lead. Moyer Jr. going to send it up top. Trying to find that grip, but the car skates and pushes once again off the exit of corner number 4. Just can't quite find the niche that he's found down here in a 1 and 2. And he'll comfortably hold on to that second spot now as Chandler Petty in the 47 from Austin, Arkansas. The 20-year-old sets his sight now on Moyer Jr. Moyer Jr. comfortably rides in second, but still out front with the race lead. A comfortable command of this one. The R5, who scored a second place finish here with the Cup Games Super Dirt Series 2 years ago, rolls out front with the race lead. The 38th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner to modify to Boot Hill Speedway won $5,000 for his efforts that night. Hunter Raston now on a late model full-time for 3 years. As Raston rolls off the exit 2, heading down the back straightaway with his sights set on turn number 3. Hunter Raston, a great racer, came into the final points night just a couple of years ago, and he and Jack Sullivan had a well of a battle all the way to the final turn of the final lap of that season. And Jack Sullivan, a 3-time reigning series champion, of course. But if it weren't for Raston, he may not have had one just a couple of years ago. Raston came awfully close to getting his first ever Cup Games championship, but came up just a little bit short as the white flag waves in front of him as he heads off into 1. A quick blistery place taking place here in the Corley, Texas area tonight as he rolls to the center point of 3. And off of turn number 4, a face full of checker flag from veteran flagman David Corbello. Hunter Raston to victory lane at Cup Games Super Dirt Series heat number 1. Second will go to Smooth Jr. Third will go to the 47 of Chandler Petty. Fourth goes to Mo Bags, Morgan Bagley. Coming out of Batesville, Arkansas to be Gavin Lenders. Austin Tice on the outside of row number 2. And the lights are out. We're underway in Cup Games Super Dirt Series heat number 2 of the night here at Timberline Speedway. As they head off into turns 1 and 2. The Undertaker Jesse Stovall won $10,000 of the Arklatex Speedway back in 2012, just down the road about 50 miles in Vivian, Louisiana. His first ever trip here tonight to the Corley, Texas Oval. Talked with him and Terry Phillips earlier as of, what are y'all doing down here? Yeah, we're trying to get away from the cold. So they drove as far south as they could and found a race, and they parked it into the pit area here in Corley tonight. And so far, so good for the DriveWFX.com. 00 for the Undertaker Jesse Stovall with that Scott Bailey Performance Power underneath the hood of that Black Diamond Racing chassis. Stovall, a stellar season when he formed that alliance with Ronnie Stuckey and Black Diamond Chassis back in 2015. Scored 19 wins and finished inside the top 25 of the DirtOnDirt.com power rankings that season. Stovall, of course, had to miss some time last year, had an injury, had to sit out from behind the wheel of a race car. But Stovall is starting to find his niche again, and it's just a matter of time before he shows up and shows back out all over the United States. Had some stellar runs at the Chevy 100 the last couple of years. Of course, which will be broadcasted live this season on MAV TV as he rolls Alpha 4. Jesse Stovall out front, The Undertaker. Followed by the reigning Midwest Sheet Metal Coats & Company Rookie of the Year out of Gladewater, Texas, Z-Man Zach and McMillan of the P&W Sales, P&W Ironworks 14Z. Zach looking good in that Clements Power Black Diamond tonight. Teammate Morgan Bagley just finished fourth in the previous heat of the night. Gavin Landers, after taking a wild ride last weekend, he's got that ASC Warranty Crop Production Services 7 rolling around the Timberline Speedway comfortably in the third spot over the Hockley Texan. And the driver of the North Side Plumbing Supply, Side Plumbing 7D of Austin Tice. Austin Tice. And that Clements Power number 7D. Rocket XR1. Final time down the back straightaway. McMillan has not let the Undertaker out of his crosshairs, but it will not be enough. Face full of checkered flag coming out in front of the face of the 00 of the Undertaker. Jesse Stovall from Galena, Missouri takes the dub in heat number 2. Second, we'll go to the 14Z of Zach McMillan. Third, we'll go to the 7 of Gavin Landers. Ron Mitchell out of Texarkana, the Healthcare Express, Kenneth High Performance WW Timber number 5. Outside, it's TP Terry Phillips, the son of the NASCAR Hall of Famer Larry Phillips. And the Don Bad Motorsports Andy's Frozen Custard Hatfield Power number 75. TP Terry Phillips out of Springfield, Missouri, making his first ever start at Timberline Speedway tonight. The driver who won the first ever Comp Cam Super Dirt Series race here back in May of 2013. The 71 Black Diamond chassis of Robert Baker. Robert Baker, the winner in Harrisburg last weekend with the Comp Cam Series, as they roll off a 4 for the first time at full song. The 91 of the New Waverly young man Tyler Erb with the race lead. Tyler Erb up and down the road with the National Touring Series. Full time, just about for the last 2 full seasons. Went to Australia, showed out over there with 3 wins, 4 starts. It's a stellar young man. And began his race career here showing up when the Southern Night Professional Racing Series would come to town. And then guys like Chris Holly were driving for his father, Mark Erb. And Tyler would pull out a hot stock on those nights and get as many laps as he could before he moved into the limited modified ranks in 2012 before winning a race and an express chassis at the Boot Hill Speedway, and then has been full song since the start of about 2014 in a late model. This young man is nothing less than impressive as he has the race lead, hugging the hub. They're off of turn number 4. Halfway in, halfway to go, 4 laps. 5 laps remain here at Timberline Speedway. The youngster out of Rouge, Louisiana, Tanner Killick. The top 2 drivers' racing routes could be about on the same pass. Right now, the best battle on the racetrack, the 5 of the Catman, John Mitchell, trying to fend off the charge from the 71 of Robert Baker out of Bryan, Arkansas. Baker getting a big win last weekend, his 5th career Comp Cam Dirt Series victory. Holds on to the 4th spot comfortably, though, as TP Terry Phillips and the TPR Racing Don Bad Motorsports Andy's Frozen Custard number 75, the Springfield, Missouri native, making his first ever start here tonight. As they roll off of turn number 4 with the white flag waving, everybody kind of just hugging the hub right around the same lane around the racetrack right now. Tell you what, Tanner Killick, though, he's keeping the 91 of Erb honest. Tyler Erb came awfully close to winning a Southern Young Professional Racing Series event here 3 years ago, but tonight he'll get double checkers and win heat race number 3 with the Comp Cam Series Turbo. Tyler Erb to victory lane. Second, we'll go to the Rouge, Louisiana young driver of Tanner Killick. Robbie Moore, the Midwest Sheet Metal Rookie of the Year contender. That's 6 cars ready to go once again for 8 laps the distance as we roll off of 4. David Corbello with the green flag over Cadillac and Jack Sullivan were underway. Not a great start by the Thriller Cade Dillard. As they head off into 1 and 2. Oh, and a little bit of contact there in the 1 and 2. And the 86 of Kyle Beard nearly disappeared with the rooster tail thrown into his face there off of 2 as they head down the back straightaway through 3 and off of 4. Here comes the Thriller Cade Dillard. Cade Dillard, who started off this season hot at the Arizona Speedway in Tucson. Rolls up into the bridesmaids honors of this one. Dispose of the 86 of Kyle Beard for second. Beard will set his sights back now on the 97s. The 86 got a little loose there through 3 and 4. And here comes BJ Robinson. BJ trying to take that spot away from the 60s. They head off into 1 and 2. BJ to the inside of Rick Duke for the 4th spot. He'll smash the loud pedal. Rick Duke says, not gonna work this time. He said something like that as they roll off of 4. BJ still clawing, scratching, clawing, trying to do everything he can to get around the former July 100 winner and open wheel modified Rick Duke. BJ, he lost the handle there, pushed up the speedway pretty tough there in the number 1. and Robbie Moore will go by. The Rookie of the Year contender will go by Robinson, and Robinson will go to the tail. So last year's runner-up in the main event to the guy leading this race right now, Cadillac Jack Sullivan, mired at the tail here. Robinson trying to get something done, but the center of the hourglass is ticking away, as we say. Tick-tock goes the race clock. Cadillac Jack Sullivan, the 3-time reigning series champion. 26 career Comp Cams victories for him. Sits first on the all-time wins list over Wendell Wallace and Billy Moyer Jr. Sporting that Midwest sheet metal orange glowing spoiler to signal that he is the point leader, and an Island assassin Kyle Beard for the second spot there after a couple of laps scored. Cadillac Jack Sullivan going to relight the cake, and the party will get restarted off of turn number 4. We're back underway. Absolutely. As they head down the back straightaway, Cade Diller going to try to do something with Cadillac Jack Sullivan. Interesting 1 and 2 here as they roll off before with a white flag in front of the face of Cadillac as he heads off into one of the panel chipping Mark Martin Automotive. AAA diesel, of course, last season. He won a race here as around goes Robbie Moore, in a 1 and 2. And we may get caution. We'll elect to see if David Corbella throws the... Yeah, he will throw the checkers. We're done. And running out the field, last year's Texas State Championship winner of the 1G out of Texarkana, that'll be Cole Derrick. They're going to go 3 wide, or try to, on the start into 1. Converse going to lead them with his sights set on 2 down the back straightaway. Chris Frank's going to throw his hat into the ring and become a player early. Been some great 4-cylinder races around the Arklatex as of late. The Converse going to roll off of 4 across the stripe. He'll lead lap 1 in C49. Cole Derrick up to second. Black Cat to his inside. Ooh, just a little bit of slight contact there. Hello, how you doing? Tell you what, folks, looks can be deceiving. These cars are getting around this racetrack a lot quicker than it may seem. With the racetrack's just right, some of these guys on some nights can race with the factory stocks. And Cole Derrick smells blood in the water. He'll look to be the shark here and put the heat all over the C49 of Converse. Converse scoots up the racetrack just a little bit, opens up the door for the 1G of Cole Derrick to get a run. Black Cat right there sniffing, licking his chops. Converse knows how to keep that car as straight as possible. That's what you want to do in these cars. You want to keep these things as straight as possible. Black Cat got a good run to the inside of Derrick that time. Derrick told him to sit down and take a seat. Laps to go this time by for Captain Universe in C49.
Thank you.
White flag that time by for the C49 of Converse. Cole Derrick within striking distance. One little bobble could be the difference in this race as they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3 for the final time. Derrick drives it down into downtown Shreveport, Louisiana. He may come up short with a drag race to the line. Give it to Converse in C49. He'll take the victory in your first 4-cylinder heat of the night. Brown from Hooks in 32. And Jeff Toller from Mineral Wells, Texas. Those are the 5 I got. We got 2 more than that. The Acura Integra screaming full throat into 1. The 27 of the youngster Jacob Jones. He'll take the race lead. Jacob Jones continues to lead as Rambo trying to fend off a charge here as they hit off into one. Brandon Brown to the inside for third. Morgan Powell in a battle of her own back here for fifth. So meanwhile, Jacob Jones is out front by his lonesome, and you got an absolute war, a swarm of bees back here from second to the tail. Brandon Brown trying to throw a slider and a four-cylinder across the nose of the 27, and he got the job done, but Jacob Jones says, hey, I'm up to the challenge. Brandon says, what can Brown do for you? And Jacob says, get out of my house. The youngster, the 13-year-old, down the back straightaway with the race lead in car number 27. He'll look to fend off the charge from Brandon Brown once again. As the laps continue to click off, that Acura Integra screaming. Looks like Brown in a Chevy Cobalt as they go side by side for the race lead, headed down the back straightaway. Jacob Jones got to pull him just a little bit and drives that car into turn number 3 with reckless abandon. Brown to his inside. You got a war being waged for the top spot here with 2 laps to go. You gotta love it. You got the veteran racer and Brandon Brown trying to be a little bit more smooth back here in second, but Jacob Jones says, I'm not going to be denied in this one. You have to pry this one out of this young man's cold dead hands to win this one as the white flag's out. He's got a comfortable advantage now over Brandon Brown. Final time in a 3 and 4 after separating himself after a slider by the 32 of Brandon Brown. How about it for the 13-year-old youngster? Jacob Jones from Nash, Texas to victory lane in your second and final 4-cylinder heat. Brown grabs second. Rambo to third. Track opened in 2013. Outside, the 12 is racing Jason Ingalls. And Ingalls told me earlier he was only going to race the modified tonight, but I think he drew in just to see how he'd do. He does not make it out, so he'll just race the mod. 5 cars, 8 laps. The lights are out. We're underway here at Timberline. Into turn number 1. They're going to go do 2 by 3 wide, trying for third as they head off a 2-header down the back straightaway. The Triple C of Chris Kuhn, who has stepped his game up and gets better and better every time he sits behind the wheel. He'll go side by side through 3 and 4 for the race lead. Off of 4, way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon is going to be the 2B of Bailey Turner from Leary, Texas. No fears tonight for Bailey Turner, who's going to go top shelf, high side, hustling off of 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Limited modified action at its finest here at the Corley Oval tonight. As they go door to door for the race lead, Turner with a little bit of a push there to the center point of 3 and 4, opens up the doors. The Triple C will go back to the top spot as way up top goes the 2B of Turner. Lost the handle there. And here comes the bullet, Bob Kellogg, and here comes the freight train from Farmerville. Brendan Ball, the 2010 Spooky 50 champion and the former Tootsie Smith Memorial champion. Ball trying to get a handle of that Vato Racing chassis as he rolls off a 4, trying to the inside of third, and is not able to get the job done quite yet. Rolling back in the final spot as Bullet Bob Kellogg, to my knowledge, making his second career start here at Timberline Speedway tonight. Bullet Bob, one of the good guys in the sport. As here comes the freight train again. Brandon Ball driving that car with reckless abandon, trying to get up and take that third spot away. Can't get it done just yet. A little bit of smoke coming out of the Triple C entry of Chris Kuhn into Midland, Texas. And the Central Louisiana native Bob Kellogg smells blood in the water. He wants it. Bob Kellogg sitting in second of the 3 GTE. Started off with the letter 3 as his number as he'll try to the inside for the race lead. Added the T, the G, and the TE to his number to rep his granddaughters. Ooh, and off of 2, got a little loose there. Look out, Bob, hold on to it. So Bob Kellogg going to go to the Heartbreak Hotel instead, and the car is toast. Not sure what happened to the veteran racer from Natchitoches, but unfortunately for him, he's going to head to the Elvis Presley Boulevard, go to the Heartbreak Hotel. Green stays out, though. The green continues to roll as the 3 GTE of Bob Kellogg is slowly making his way around Timberline right now. Chris Kuhn into 3 and 4 for the final time. What a stellar run for the driver of Midland, Texas. Wins heat race number 1 for the limited modifieds presented by Race on Texas. The Triple C of Chris Kuhn takes the dub. Second, we'll go to the... And you find the deuce of Adam Roy on the front row. Ready to send the herd into full song off of 4. The cake's been baked. The candles are getting ready to be relit, and we fire them up off of 4. We're back underway here at Timberline. Off of 2 down the back straightaway for the first time tonight. Adam Roy with the race lead over the Marshall Texan. Here comes Dylan Spear firing some bullets into 3 and off of 4 for the first time with his crosshairs down to the back deck lid of the Modern Primitive, sponsor number 2 of Adam Roy for the race lead. Here comes the Marshall Texan, Dylan Spear. And Antlers, Oklahoma racer, another 58. Run Rudolph. I don't know, Antlers, something about that is funny to me, but the 58 of Tyler Honeywell is going to roll to 3rd off of 4. And Adam Roy may have company before too long. These two drivers out front, as well as the driver sitting in 4th of Tupper, made last weekend's 4th annual 5,000 to win Battle of Boot Hill at the Boot Hill Speedway in Greenwood, Louisiana. Adam Roy in the Wounded Duck Trucking DE Wraps Modern Primitive, sponsored number 2, knows his way around this racetrack. This driver won 20 limited modified races back in the 2014 season. Hard to believe that was 4 years ago. As right now, Dylan Spear is able to drive that car much deeper into the corner, but you can see the car kind of wash up off the exit of entry there. As right now, Tyler Honeywell wanting to throw his hat into the ring and become a player. His car's quick enough to become a factor here. The clean air out front, allowing the deuce of Adam Roy to separate himself from his competition. The 22 Magnum of Dylan Spear from Marshall, Texas, still rides second. The Antlers Oklahoma racer, the 50 of the Western Flyer chassis built by Curtis Allen, sits comfortably in 3rd with Honeywell. And I think Spear has something for the deuce. A pair of IRP Ingles Racing Performance chassis run 1 and 2 down the back straightaway built by Jason Ingles out of Longview, Texas. Spear's able to drive that car really deep into the corners. But as you can see, Adam Roy is just able to keep that car planted right there on the right rear. His car's rolled over very well. Doesn't have to really overdrive his car as much on entry, quite as much as the 22 Magnum appears to do so. So they'll head into turn number 3 for the final time. Your second and final limited modified heat of the night. A little bit of a bobble there by the 2 of Adam Roy. Drag race it to the line. Spear half the car length goes to Adam Roy. So your top 4, the 3-time Louisiana Jay Stroman from New Boston, Texas in car number 88. Inside order number 3, it'll be Brian Foy from Lacombe, Louisiana in 7. Brad Couch from Bossier City in 5C. Kenny Gaddis from Hallsville, Texas in the Big Texas Auto Parts Transmission Unlimited 2G, and that's a wild start. Here comes the Caddo Mills Texan Bo Day. Bo Day earned the top qualifier award with the USMTS race earlier this season. As they set their sights down the back straightaway towards turn number 3, it'll be the Smackover Arkansas racer, Jody Reap out front with the race lead. Look at this, off of 4 different lanes wide, trying to, off of 4 down the front straightaway, the 78 of Billy Jack Brochin. Oh, and the 88 of RJ Stroman makes some contact. And a good job by everybody nearly avoiding a disaster there. And at it. They're 3 wide there, mid-pack down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Here comes Powers. Oh boy, Donnie Powers drove that car into downtown Dallas, Texas. Off of 4. Out front on his lonesome is Smackover Arkansas, Jody Reed. Here comes Bo Day. Make my day, Bo says. He's looking to the inside of the Bivens Texan. TJ Tolson for second. He's got it. He'll take second. And all of a sudden, Donnie Powers has thrown the hard hat on, and he's gone to work. Off of 4, Donnie Powers trying to take second. Boy, Donnie Powers has got some power tonight. And Donnie Powers going to drift to the inside of the Caddo Mills Texan. Bo Day knocks him a little loose there. And now Bo Day will set his sights on the 6. Donnie Powers racing that machine with reckless abandon tonight. here's the question. Do we have time for the 6 of Powers to run down the 8 of Jody Reap? I think we do. We got 2 more laps to settle the score, and here comes the 6 of Powers. Living up to his last name moniker. Boy, does Donnie have power. Down the back straightaway, Donnie Powers with his sights set for the race lead. Looking like Chris Hennigan tonight. Put a 1 in front of that 6, baby. Off of turn number 4. Here comes Donnie Powers with the white flag waving in front of the face of the top 2. Powers, will he get it? To the inside of 1 and 2. He'll hammer the throttle to the inside of the smack over Arkansas racer. Hello, how you doing, Jody Reap? And you reap what you sow. To the inside, they're going to go door-to-door for the race lead. Drag race to the line. Yep, he got it. Give it to Donnie. He has Powers tonight. The 6 goes to victory lane. The Henderson Texan. Wow. And again, out of Marshall, Texas, in the Soapy King Genuine RV number 6. Inside of number 3, it'll be Manuel Williams. Big man from Falcon 24. Mason Williams in 24W from Falcon outside of him. Jack Sarton from Terrell, Texas in 47. Jason Sarton, his brother. The pair of brothers from Terrell on the 4th row in this one. And they're 3 wide for the race lead off the exit of 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Chris Green and the Autism Awareness number 1X in this one. As Hennigan and Winslet door-to-door off of 4 to the line. Leading lap 1's going to go to the Arkansas racer. Zane Farrell in that MB Custom. Zane Farrell, who's raced every USMTS event so far this season. Nearly all of them, missed 2 anyway. As they head off into turns 3 and 4, door-to-door for the race lead. Here comes Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. Chris Hennigan obviously helped out Donnie Powers a little bit in that previous race. May help him set the car up. And here comes Chris Hennigan to the race lead. He'll dispose of the 24 for the race lead. He's got it. Chris Hennigan, the all-time winningest racer in Arklatex Speedway history over at Vivian, Louisiana's Oval. Off of 4, has the race lead comfortably in hand now. And here comes big man, Manuel Williams out of Falk, Arkansas. He'll work to the inside of pair of 24th for 2nd. David Winslet's faded back to 4th. Winslet's got himself some victories here over 5 here at the Timberline Speedway Oval. As right now off of 4, Hennigan continues to lead. So 2 laps to go for Chris Hennigan. It'll be 1.5 laps to go when he meets the midpoint of the back chute. No challengers in this one since he got out front for the race lead. The big man's keeping him honest. Has not let Chris run away from him anyways. 1 more trip around from Flagman Scotty Hushelpeck. Scotty Hushelbeck has the green flag in hand, ready to turn them loose in your 3rd and final modified heat. Atkinson and Morris on the front row. We're ready to go. Atkinson getting in there, a little hot and heavy as he heads off into a pair of 24s. So here comes the banded chassis. Deuce 4 of Manuel Williams II. He'll take the race lead. At one point last season, Manuel Williams was 8 for 8 in that Oklahoma modified banded chassis. Loves the Timberline Speedway. Knows the fast lane around this joint. Is back in the 5th, 6th spot. The Ingles brothers going to go door to door there. The 12 and the 52. As Atkinson continues to hold on to 2nd. Loving to see them IMC modifieds hang tonight as Atkinson holding his own here. Neal will go to 2nd though. Williams is second, throwing an absolute clinic all over the Timberline Speedway Oval right now. Has thrown his keys on the counter and he's ready to check out on them, as is he has not already done so. I don't know about you, Austin Wilkins. I'm hungry. I'm ready for some chicken and fresh sweet tea and a Roy burger there, and get some of these allergies here. Brother can't breathe. As for the final time, setting his sights on turn number 3 as he heads off a 2 down the back straightaway for the final time. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, he has put an absolute clinic over the Timberline Speedway Oval in the third and final modified heat presented by WW Timber. How about it for the Bandit Chassis 24? Manuel Williams is second. He gone with the win. The Falcon Arkansas racer gobbled him up. Oh, boy. Into 3 and 4 there for the final time. Rob Neal and the 12 of Racing Jakes and Eagles making some contact. So your top of Bethany, Louisiana. The Kilgore Texan in row number 2. That'll be TJ Evans in the Team 91 Racecraft number 215. Monty Mike Wells outside of row number 2 in car number 38. And a wild start once again, Randy Warner. And the 55 of Burton making a little bit of slight contact as they head back off into 1. The top 4 to the main event tonight. Monty Mike holds on to the 4th and final transfer spot as they head down the back straightaway. Billy Joe Bruchin in car number 30 out of Gladewater, Texas, stalking the heels of the 38 through 3 and 4. Oh, Bo Perry way up top, making some contact there off of 4. The 45 of Mike Marusak and Brandon Purrier. They're still 3 wide there through 1 and 2. Calvin Tucker in car number 83, the 45 of Mike Marusak and the 12 of Bo Perry. Absolutely going at it. The 215 of Evans going to skate across the nose of the 55 and go to second. Burton Jr. back to third. The 4th and final spot occupied with the 38 of Mighty Mike Wells. Here comes Billy Joe Bruchin, side by side for the 4th and final transfer spot. The Gladewater Texan Billy Joe Bruchin, like in the middle lane of the Timberline Speedway. Mike around the hub of the racetrack at 38. TJ Evans' number 215 car working much better in this main event, or this B main event. He'll work to the inside for the race lead. Off of turn number 4, Randy Warner holds on to the top spot in the Murray Motorsports 7J as they head off into 1. 3 wide for the 4th and final transfer spot. What more do you want? Oh boy, Mike Wells going for the scenic route through the infield, and he is going to be done. I don't believe Mike will have another opportunity to get inside of that top 4. Here comes Bo Perry. Last Saturday night's main event winner of the Boot Hill Speedway in Greenwood, Louisiana, going to fight to the inside, and there went Brandon Purrier, nearly biting the concrete. Oh, and the caution's out. Before the battle for the 4th and final transfer spots heating up. Here comes Bo Perry. The Superior Bar and Grill Laser Chassis PTS Power number 12. Last Saturday night's winner of the Boot Hill Speedway. Looking to take the 4th and final transfer spot But the former King of the Hill non-qualifier winner, Calvin Tucker out of Cleveland, Texas, going to work down to the hub of the racetrack. They're 1 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way to the tail here, folks. It's heating up off of 4, 2 to go.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies.
How about this race? Oh, and look out, Ricky Burke Jr. going to loop it right in front of the field. Oh, my goodness gracious. Polonsky had nowhere to go. And a big smash and a gash in 2. And the caution's out. Who's going to get the 4th and final transfer spot? This should be a lot of fun. Bo Perry going to be to the inside of the 83 of Tucker back there in that second row. That's going to be the battle we're going to keep our eyes on. Oh, and Randall Warner got turned on the restart, and Tucker going to go up in there. Oh, look out. Warner just threw a haymaker to the inside of Bo Perry. And the caution's out to go. Evans going to lead the herd into turn number 3 and center back full throat off of 4. And we are back underway. Randy Warner inside of 2. Much better restart for him this time. And here comes Billy Joe on the restart. Joe going to send it right to the middle part of the Timberline Speedway. And a pair of East Texans, they're going to go door to door. They're 2 by 2. All the way back to that 5th spot. As right now, here comes Evans back to the inside for the race lead. The battle going to be for the 4th and final transfer spot. The white flag is out. Bo Perry's got to get up and get going. And he's got to go now. Into 1. Throw a blanket over your top 3 cars. Bo Perry going to send it to the outside. They're trying to go 3 different lanes wide for the race lead here on the final lap. Watch your eyes on the red number 12 going top shelf, high side, hustling around Billy White's Timberline Speedway. Here comes Bo Perry from Bossier City. He's going to drive it. He's going to send it, and he's going to look to steal one away, and he got it by half of a nose. What a finish. Oh, my goodness. And Mike Marusak, the victim of circumstance, and it's a wild one at the finish. Phillips. Out of Austin, Arkansas, Chandler. Nope. Can't see. The one of B.J. Robinson into the one out of Bossier City, Louisiana. The lights are out. We're going to go green. On the start, TP Terry Phillips going to rock it. Now on the back straightaway in the turn number 3 for the first time. A pair of 75s. 1-2 right now on the racetrack. Here comes B.J. Robinson, last year's runner-up to Jack Sullivan in the main event here at Timberline. He'll dispose. Now on the front straightaway as he heads off into 1 and 2. Mark Shipman way up top in the 57. As they roll off of 4, Terry Phillips still out front with the race lead. As we head off into 3 and off of 4, it's all Terry Phillips in the Don Bad Motorsports Andy's Frozen Custards. Black Diamond chassis car number 75, 113 career MLRA victories for TP. Halfway to go. Phillips in command of this one. Ended last season with a big duel in the desert victory, driving for Gravo Jordan Grabowski in the Sass Farms number 75 entry. Was able to stop in the pits and talk quite a bit, about 15 minutes of our time with Terry Phillips earlier. And it's always great to see Terry down in this area. He's always run well when he comes down, and has always run very well in Vivian. Here we come. We got a battle for the race lead. A pair of 75s, like I said, up front. And it's the Honeycutt Sand and Gravel 75 of PD, Patrick Daniel, the former Turkey Nationals winner. Going to go door to door for the race lead here at Timberline Speedway with a white flag waving this time by the flag stand. 75 still out front of Terry Phillips. Daniel going to lose a little bit of the steam that he found in the 75 of TP. As TP looks like he'll hold on and win this one. Love the all-red solid theme 75 for 2018. It'll be Terry Phillips to victory lane and B-main number 1. Honeycutt Sand and Gravel 75 of Patrick Daniel. Third, we're going to Bossier City, Louisiana's B.J. Robinson. Starting on the front row with R.J. Stroman in an open wheel modified. So the lights are going to go out. Top 5 to the main event. Here we go. How about this race early on? They're trying to go 3 different lanes wide here for the race lead. Mason Williams in the 24 deuce down the front straightaway. Into turns 1 and 2. Very impressed with Mason Williams tonight. And Mike Morris going to draw 88. How about the run so far for the youngster Mason Williams? The youngster out of Falk looking good. They were trying to go 3 different lanes wide for that race lead. We'll see what happens as we drop the handle. We're back underway. Here comes Billy Jack Bruchin, driving with reckless abandon in car number 78, way up top. Grandpa keeps the good bourbon as he heads down the back straightaway. Billy Jack Bruchin, putting the fire, putting the flames all over the tilt tank of the 88 of R.J. Stroman, but he is trying to get that thing wound up and get it underneath him. As now Sarton to the outside of Foy there for the 3rd spot as they head down the back straightaway. Here comes Billy Jack. Will he throw the slide job? Hello, yes, slide job accomplished for Billy Jack Bruchin. To the inside, not going to work. The crossover does not work for R.J. Stroman. R.J. Stroman going to try to go back to his inside. You got good racing taking place here in the B-main event. But how about it? Billy Jack Bruchin throwing all caution to the wind. He's gone out front with the race lead. R.J. Stroman, though, not done. He'll try it back to the inside here off of turn number 4. But Billy Jack Bruchin is gone out front. Dirty dancing, folks. I'm telling you, that MB Custom Jack's Welding Service number 78 is screaming around the Corley, Texas Oval right now. Barring a mishap or a mechanical failure for Billy Jack Bruchin, he is gone with the win. You might as well go ahead and call him a victor. He's going to throw the keys on the counter to the Holiday Inn. He's going to go ahead and check out and get back home to Gladewater by the time these guys behind him are going to smell the checkered flag. Here comes Sarton to the inside for 2nd, to the inside of Stroman. Stroman will turn down the advances of the 47 of Sarton, and Foy now trying to work on him. The Lacombe, Louisiana racer making his first ever visit here tonight. Jack Sarton, the reigning RPM Speedway Open Wheel Modified USRA champion. As out front still is the 78 of Billy Jack Bruchin. Stroman still fending off the challenges from the 47 of Sarton. Sarton keeping within striking distance. The 7 of the Lacombe, Louisiana racer Brian Foy back and forth. This spot, Mason Williams looked very good early on in this one, but he still has that 5th and final transfer spot comfortably in the cat bag. The white flag is out, and Rob Neal had a snack over who's outside looking in. Had a great earlier heat race before getting some contact late in the race. His night could have gone much differently, but how about it? Checkered out, face on the checkered flag for the 78 of Billy Jack Bruchin in 78. R.J. Stroman will hold off to grab 2nd over Jack Sarton in 47. Foy will grab 4th in the 5th, and Robert once again with Strickland on the front row. The 41 of Hayden Moran. The Viper chassis Murphy and Sun Timber number 86 of Kenny Murphy. Jimmy Bird at a Carthage, Texas, 5 cars, 15 laps. The lights are up. First A-main of the night is underway from Timberline Speedway. Here we go. Get the party back started here with four in the books, 11 to go in your Super Stock main event. Dustin Robinette out front with a race lead is yet to be challenged all night long. Cross your fingers, cross your toes. We can get this final 8 into the history books for the Super Stocks. Dustin Robinette yet to be challenged. We'll see if Hayden Moran has anything for him as we're back on our way. All of a sudden, Hayden Moran liking the low side of Timberline Speedway. That 41 car and looking pretty good, hooked up around the hub of the racetrack there. But Robinette singing full song up top. Dustin Robinette continues to lead with a comfortable advantage over the 41 of Hayden Moran. Kenny Murphy up to third now. Final spot is the 15 of Jimmy Bird. Go for Dustin Robinette. One and a half laps to go for Robinette in the 27. He'll come across the stripe to see the white flag, this time in front of the 27 machine. 1/4 mile trip. Final time in the turn number 3. He'll get ready to sit up in WW Timber Victor Lane for the first time of the season in his first start. Dustin Robinette in the Camco Hadaway towing number 27 to Victor Lane. I'm not sure if there would have been a full field of them tonight that they'd have had anything for 27. He's been pretty tough between he and Skeet Anderson both. They've been the guys to beat in this class over the last 4+ seasons. So once again, the driver of the Camco Elevators F1 Performance Power Plant built by Donovan Owens underneath the hood. This Outlaw chassis built by Justin Whitehead, the Custom Graphics 27. No stranger to Victor Lane here. Give it up, race fans, for Dustin Robinette. Looking sharp for 2018. Dustin, liking the fire suit. The car's looking good, and you're looking good behind the wheel. I'm not sure if there would have been a full field here that you may not taken them guys to the woodshed. Awesome run tonight.
Hey, it's great to be here. I'm glad all these fans showed up tonight. Nothing better being here in Victor Lane. My family, I got some friends down here, little Kayla Whitehead, Hallie Hartwick, my daughter right here, Bristol, Race. Look, Bubba Jones, we got them all here. My wife, look, she got to come over and get her picture made. We got Keith Jones right there, best sponsors and car owners you can get right there. Gary Carlisle, Camco Elevators, and Keith Jones right there. Can't do it without them.
Did the car feel as good as it looked from my vantage point as it was for you sitting behind the cockpit?
Well, I felt like I kind of didn't do a very good job because the car was bouncing around. I didn't hold my line very well, but it was a little rough out there. I done the best I could do with it, and lucky to be here in Victory Lane.
Outstanding run tonight, Dustin. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Hooks Texas racer Dustin Robinette parks it tonight. Distance should be a good one tonight with the Louisiana racer, the pair of Louisiana racers on the front row trying to cash in on their first ever wins here at Timberline tonight. We're underway off of 4. Brian Cook got a great start in the 100. They're going to try to go 3 wide here for second. Whitehead going to give a shot in the short. Sean Graham with a major push there off the exit of 2 as they head down the back straightaway. 3 wide, down the back straightaway for 5th. Into 3, Kelly Lockett to the inside of the 36J of Justin Whitehead. Meanwhile, Cook way out front here in the early going. Off of 2, headed down the back straightaway. 3 wide for 3rd. Whitehead way up top. In the middle, it's the Triple X rocket of Sean Graham, the 14 of Lockheed around the hub, the former Longhorn Classic winner. Here comes Chris Taylor for the race lead. Chris Taylor trying to hunt down Brian Cook here for the top spot. Cook going to stay committed and hugging the hub as he rolls off of 2. Here comes Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor now to the inside. Brian Cook going to try to slam the door shut. Lockheed back to the inside of the 36J of Whitehead for 3rd. Continuing to roll off of 4. They're side by side for the race lead down the front straightaway. Chris Taylor going to lead that lap in car number 34. It's heating up into 1. They're 3 wide for 2nd. Oh my race fans, here comes Lockheed. Whitehead around the outside in 36J. You got a barn burner brewing tonight. 3 wide for the race lead, and here comes Kelly Lockheed. Where did he come from? They're going to door it over the race lead. Whitehead way up top off of 4 and 36J. To the line, give the lead now, the 36J. Unbelievable. Lockheed, Sean to the inside, Justin Whitehead, the all-time winningest racer here at the Corleova, going to go to the top spot in 36J. Your 4th heat race winner of the night. No prisoners taken for 36J. He'll go to the race lead. Back to 2nd is Lockheed, who won the Longhorn Classic here 2 years ago. Chris Taylor rides 3rd off of 4. Walter Hamilton, they're 3 wide back here for 5th. Oh boy. Cook, the Triple X of Graham, the 91 of Oaks, making some contact down the front straight as they went 3 wide. Faulkner up to 5th in car 27. This time by. It'll be 6 laps to go, 14 to go. So now Whitehead out front, able to pick and choose his lane around the racetrack. Was able to fight and claw his way to the race lead in the middle lane of the racetrack. And once he got out front, he is playing conservative and keeping all these guys at bay. Getting ready to go on the restart is Justin Aubrey Whitehead in the 36J over the 14 of Kelly Lockheed. Chris Taylor, Dalton Faulkner in the KMO Racing number 27. We're back underway. Walter Hamilton up to the inside of the 34. Chris Taylor here on the restart. Craig Oates going to throw his hat in the ring and become a player. We're back underway. Into 1 and 2. Whitehead going to lead the herd down the back straightaway here on the restart. Faulkner shot out of a rifle down the back straightaway. He'll go to the inside for the 4th spot into turn number 3. Faulkner around the hub of the racetrack, going to make it go 3 wide for 3rd off the exit of corner number 4. Faulkner on the inside of the 1W of Walter Hamilton. Walter going to give a shot in the short to the 14 of Lockheed down the front straightaway back into turns 1 and 2. As they hit off of 2 down the back straightaway with the 91 of Craig Oates making some contact there with Chris Taylor, and he'll smash the loud pedal and separate himself by half of the Carling as they go into turn number 3. Lockheed fending off comers from the 1W of Hamilton, the 27 of Faulkner. Faulkner with wins at Heart of Texas Speedway this season as well as 105 in Cleveland. As they head back down on the front chute. Whitehead doing what Whitehead does, and that's throw everybody into his tail feather. Oh, and around goes Oaks after contact with Chris Taylor. Will get a caution. Imagine for this one. J. Justin Whitehead still out front with the race lead. On the restart, we'll see what Kelly Lockheed has anything. And Dalton Faulkner to the outside now. He's up to the 3rd spot here. We'll see what happens. Once again, we drop him back underway. And a good restart by Dalton Faulkner. He'll go to the 2nd spot as they head down the back straightaway. Dalton Faulkner, and he's going to pull to the tail tank of 36J for the race lead. Dalton Faulkner to the KMO Racing number 27. Here comes Faulkner for the race lead. Gave a little bit of shot in the shorts to Whitehead. How about that? The all-time winningest racer here in the history of Timberline Speedway getting a little bit of pressure here for the top spot with a stellar restart by the car number 27 of Dalton Faulkner as he heads down the back straight with a 1W. Walter Hamilton back to third. The 14 of Lockie is fourth. And fifth, they're 3 wide for it. The 25 of Bubba McKeecher coming all the way from the tail. Taylor and the Triple X rocking a trouble. Sean Graham as they're back at it down the front boulevard again. Whitehead, I wouldn't say he's comfortably out front, but he likes the top spot here at Timberline. He doesn't relinquish it very often. But hands go up, hats go off for the car number 27 of Faulkner, who was told by one of his sponsors this evening that I better keep my eye on him, and I tell you, he has done a phenomenal job. Walter Hamilton now, he wants a piece of the pie. He'll go to the inside of the 27 here for the second spot. Walter Hamilton breaking bad. He's going to go to the inside of the 1W for the second spot. Faulkner looking to hold him strong here to the outside of the Timberline Speedway. He'll roll right through the middle part of the racetrack and look to stick it. He'll send it. Now off 4 though. He'll fade to third as Walter Hamilton now has his sights set to the back bumper to the 36J of Justin Whitehead for the race. And here comes Hamilton. Oh, a little bit of contact there for the race lead. Whitehead got a little bit of a slight shot in the shorts. And Faulkner will go back by in a second. Faulkner trying to roll back to the inside of 36J here for the top spot as they roll once again back off of turn number 2. Factory stock action good, hot and heavy at Timberline Speedway tonight. Whitehead with a major push that time off of 4. Does he have a tire going down on the 36J? Hard to tell from this vantage point, but the car did not rotate to the corner that time like it had the previous laps, but he continues to hold on. So we continue. Faulkner now going to pitch it back to the inside here in the 1 and 2 and show 36J some pressure. I'll tell you what, to this point, if the race finished like it is right now, like it may do so anyway, Whitehead will have to earn this victory. As Faulkner now trying to fend off the charge from the 1W of Walter Hamilton. And we got a melee in 3 and 4, and the caution flag will likely come out. And it will. Did several times tonight, the all-time winningest racer here in the history of this racetrack since it opened in 2013. So 36J will lead the herd with the pair of Texans nipping at his heels. Faulkner on the 27, the 1W of Walter Hamilton. We're back underway. How about Bubba McKeecher all the way from mid-pack up to the top 5? We're back underway. Oh, contact with McKeecher in the 14 of Lockie. And we got all kinds of trouble going on out here. Nonetheless, we stay clean and green. Around goes Chris Shaw at the bottom of 1 and 2. Not sure who'll get it refired, and we may get another caution immediately back out on the racetrack, and it looks like we will. As, nope, we stay green. Somehow we stay green. 2 to go for Justin Whitehead. Faulkner going to fight it back to the inside of the 1 and 2 once again. How about Calvin Tucker up into the top 4 now in car number 83. He'll sidestep the 25 of McKeecher as they head back down the back chute here into turn number 3. Whitehead up top. As high as he is on that black on the racetrack, Faulkner right there to make a final charge. He'll go to the inside for the race lead. Here comes Faulkner. He had to smash the brake pedal just a little bit there from running over the 36J, but Whitehead knows that he is there. Final time in the turn 3. Oh my goodness, the 1W Walter Hamilton drove the car deep in the 3 and 4. Opening night factory stock winner goes to Justin Whitehead and 36J. A well-deserved victory tonight. A well-earned victory anyway. And a great battle 3 wide there early on for the race lead. Justin Whitehead found the niche and just found the quick lane around the outside of the racetrack, was able to get up top and take over the race lead. And this win was definitely well earned tonight because he had pressure. Justin would probably tell you he may not even have the best car, but he knows how to keep it out front. and to keep all those guys at bay. Driving the Spencer Sun Timber, Thompson Motorsports, Henry's Motorsports, A&T Delivery, Foam Pros, Pro 1 Transmission, Sains Ford, RaceOnTexas.com, 36J. It's Justin Whitehead back in victory lane. Justin, we can't speak of a whole lot of bad luck that you've had, but, you know, after you grenaded a power plant at Boot Hill Speedway and went up in flames a few weeks ago, and I guess not how you wanted to go at 67 Speedway last Friday night, I'm sure it feels great to get back in victory lane, especially holding off a hard charge there in the lake going from Dalton Faulkner.
Oh, yeah, I really enjoy this place, finally getting to race again. Car went south after about that halfway point, but I feel like we was completely in the way, but we was able to hold it at bay. Can't thank everybody enough. Spencer and Sun Timber, Thompson Motorsports, Corsair Car, Foam Pros, Thompson Motorsports, A&T Delivery, Hadaway's Towing, and my wife, of course.
On those restarts, what was going through your mind as you look at the quarter panel here? You know somebody got into you, knocked you a little sideways down there in 1 and 2. What was going through your mind on those last few restarts?
I was going really, really slow around the bottom. I realized obviously that wasn't working, so I figured I'd change my line, and I guess it worked.
Did you already thank everybody?
I think so.
Yeah, hey. Well, anyway, I'll give you an opportunity to thank everybody that helps you out.
That's pretty much it. Pro 1 Transmission, Best Engines, and my buddy Chris, he's a real good part of this program.
Is this the final tune-up for the 10,000?
Yeah, this will be the final race, of course. And,
So,
yeah.
putting on a 10,000 win, 1,000 to start factory stock race, I think that's a pretty good indication of what to expect. And, you know, obviously got a lot of rain here the last few days, but pretty wild. We're going to race for 10,000 win, 1,000 to start here in a few weeks, and you'll be promoting the deal.
Oh, yeah, hope to ever see everybody out. There's a lot of passing in the feature tonight, so I hope everybody can make it in 3 weeks.
Congratulations, Justin.
Thank you.
Good up for him, ladies and gentlemen, the winningest driver in the history of this racetrack, Justin Whitehead from Hooks, Texas, back in victory lane. That was in. This is now. Let's go limited modified racing at Timberline for 20 laps. Who's going to be tonight? The youngster out of Leary, Texas, Bailey Turner on the loud pedal from the pole position with Adam Roy to the outside. We're underway for 20 laps. Hey, let's do 3 wide for the race lead here on the opening lap. Alpha 2 headed down the back straightaway. Adam Roy trying to get his first win of the 2018 season. And the Modern Primitive sponsored number 2. Bailey Turner stepping up every single time he gets behind the wheel, gets better and better. And the Farmville Freight Train, Brandon Ball, finally getting that Vato chassis. It was like they're 3 wide for second. As they head off of 2 down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Dylan Spear from Marshall firing some bullets. No blink for 22 Magnum here in the early going. Throw a blanket over your top 4. What a race so far. Off of 4. Make a contact. Spear and Turner contact off of 4 down the front straightaway. And here comes the Freight Train. From Farmville, Louisiana, now residing out of Texarkana, Brandon Ball trying to go to the race lead. He'll put the heat all over the deuce of Adam Roy for the race lead. Adam Roy rolling to the center, around the hubs, the B-17 a ball, and he takes the top spot at the line. And a RaceOnTexas.com barn runner to open up for the limited modifieds in 2018 here at the Corley, Texas Oval. They're going to still go side by side. Roy and Ball for the race lead. Roy goes way up top off of 4, and he's going to retake the lead at the line. These guys are putting on an absolute pure display of flawless driving ability right now for the race lead. It'll be 5 laps scored, 15 to go this time by. And a major bobble by Adam Roy that time allows the B-17 of Brandon Ball to get back around him. I'll tell you what, race fans, if you don't like this, you don't like dirt track racing, and the caution is out. Adam Roy is going to give him all he's got. We'll see what Dylan Spear from Marshall has as we go lights out. We're underway. And a good restart by the Marshall Texan Dylan Spear. He'll fire a bullet into that 22 Magnum into 1 and 2 with that PTS power underneath the hood built by John McLemore. Two different chassis manufacturers in your top 3 right now, a pair of IRPs, but it's the Vato out front of the former Freight Train, Brandon Ball, and the Alpha Ball Performance Bubba Green Towing B-17 Vato chassis. With the best engine power plant underneath the hood, you got the RPM power underneath the hood of the Deuce for Roy. You got the PTS power built by John McLemore underneath the hood for the 22 Magnum, the reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track Champion of Boot Hill. And here comes racing Jason Ingalls. We got plenty of laps to go for him to throw his hat into the ring and become a player. As Roy and the Deuce, or the Double Deuce Magnum anyway, of Dylan Spear, continues to fend off the charge from Adam Roy out of Red Lick, Texas. What a race we have going on here at Corley, Texas tonight in the limited modifieds. at the top of 3 and 4. We should be fine, though. And they're back into 1 and 2. Brendan Ball trying to fend off all comers in this one. I'm telling you, Dylan Spears is going to make something happen here late. Dylan's not raced at this racetrack very much since it opened in 2013. As we're halfway in and halfway to go, 10 laps scored, 10 to go. And your RaceOnTexas.com limited modified opening main event of the 2018 season, and it's a good one. They're 1 by 2 all the way to 5th now. I'll tell you what, Bailey Turner's going to feel good about himself as well, holding back the advances of the 12 of Jason Ingles, one of the best limited modified drivers in the business. And they are pulling in closer to the B17, a ball for the race lead. As they continue to go door to door here for the second spot. Adam Roy, Dylan Spears got to be having a ton of fun right now as they're outside duking it out for second. Ball, though, very clean. Here comes Dylan Spear. Got a hell of a run there off of 4 into 1 and 2. Threw it down in there into 1 and 2 through the kitchen sink to the inside of the freight train from Farmerville. Brandon Ball turns down the challenge right now. The way he's able to keep that car just pretty straight off the racetrack. And wow, you saw the RPM power number 2 car rocket off the exit of corner number 4, and he's about to, I think he may have found a line right now that may just throw the B17 right into his hip pocket and throw him into some dust. Ball gonna send it up top, but here comes Roy. Adam Roy from Red Lick, Texas, putting the heat all over the B17 of Brandon Ball for the race lead. As they approach lap traffic, it should become a factor. The form of Austin Storm up ahead in the A27. Ball trying to fend off the deuce of Adam Roy. Ball wants to find victory lane in a bad way, as does the deuce of Roy. They go door to door off of turn number 4. The B17 slides up and holds back the advances of the deuce, and they make contact. Right rear quarter panel damage for the B17, and here comes Adam Roy for the race lead. He'll throw the slack job into 1 and 2, and the B17 makes contact with his bumper. Oh boy, it's heating up. Down the back straightaway, you got a Dandy brewing here at Timberline, the night of Donnybrook special. Into turn number 3. Roy gonna send it to the outside of the Timberline Speedway. Hello, how you doing? And Ball, not done yet. Back into turn number 1 with the lap traffic up ahead, still in the form of the A27 of Storm, and Ball and Roy cross lines. They're 30 wide for second now. What an absolute race. Through lap traffic, Dylan Spear now. We got debris falling off one of those cars. Hard to tell who it was, but we may get a caution for that debris at the top of turn number 3. Holy smokes, race fans. Spear and Turner now making contact. They are scattered, smothered, and covered all over the speedway right now. They're going to keep this one green. Oh, boy. Adam Roy just hit that debris at the top of turn number 3. 2 laps to go. They're going to keep it green this off of 4. Adam Roy may be able to run away with this one, but Dylan Spear has his crosshairs dialed to the back bumper to the deuce. And racing Jason Ingles, I think a lot of these guys right here inside of this top 4 would love to see a caution. And Brandon Ball may feel like, he got used up maybe a little bit. Not sure how he's going to be thinking about this one from his vantage point. Just hard racing up front. As Adam Roy is a comfortable advantage now, coming to the white flag. Final time into 1 and 2 as he sets his sights off of 2, headed into turn number 3. What an absolute phenomenal opening. RaceOnTexas.com loaded modified show of the year. Off of 4, the RPM powered IRP number 2, Red Lick, Texas, Adam Roy to victory lane here in your limited modified A main event. And this driver right here who won 20 limited modified races 4 seasons ago had to kind of sit on the sidelines a year ago and watch his brother Aaron Roy, also out of Red Lick, Texas, go to victory lane quite a few times while he kind of sat on the sidelines. But your second annual factory stock 50 winner, he's the 2014 $5,000 winner of the Cajun Cruiser Classic at Arklatex. Give it up for him. It's Adam Roy from Red Lick, Texas, back in WW Timber victory lane. Adam, I tell you what, man, from my vantage point, that was a hell of a race. From where you were sitting, what's going through your mind right now as you climb out of the car? That was a lot of fun.
Man, that was tiring up there, and it was very rough up top, but I had to give it all I had.
I tell you, you actually fell back to 3rd at one point in this race. You was able to work your way back up there. How up on the wheel were you during that one?
Man, I think I had my feet and hands, everything on it.
You needed a few extra pair of hands, did you?
Right. I mean, I think I put it in the wall about 4 times.
What were you thinking at the point when the B17, a ball got around you? You know you got to race Brandon pretty aggressively, especially, like you said, the way the track is right now. But you guys made a little bit of contact down the front straightaway, 1 or 2 times, but I don't think it was anything intentional. Just some hard racing out there, it seemed.
Man, that was fun racing. It was kind of rough for both of us, but, that's part of racing. We had a blast. I hope he did anyway.
It was pretty indicative how bad you wanted it, but when I ask you directly, how bad did you want to park this thing tonight?
Man, this is my first win in this new car here, so I've been wanting it for a while.
Man, let's hear about all the great folks that help you out in this race team, man.
JP Diesel, Wounded Duck Trucking, Griffin Realtors, RPM or motorsports, IRP race cars.
We're going to have to get your brother back out here, too, before too long.
He'll be probably next year.
Yeah, I would say last year you had to sit and kind of watch him have some awesome runs, picked up 7 wins last year, and now you're going to go at it full time. But, yeah, maybe he'll get back out here.
Man, I hope so.
Yeah. Hey, man, good to see you out here. Congratulations to you, Adam.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Roy from Red Lake, Texas, and WW Timber Victory Lane. They'll pull the bells tight one more time. Jonesboro, Arkansas racer Hunter Raston, runner-up in points 3 years ago, will lead the herd to the green flag with Erb to the outside. Stovall and Sullivan in row 2. The lights are out. We're underway for 35 at Timberline Speedway. Into one for the first time. They're going to 3 wide for the race lead momentarily there off the turn number 2 as they head down the back straightaway full song. Erb going to get the whole shot and jump out to the early race lead. And the Rocket XR1, Clements Power number 91. Sliding up in front of Jack Sullivan in the 18 for second. Is Hunter Raston. Raston going to send it up top. And we got trouble down the front straightaway. John Mitchell, the 47, and Chandler Petty involved. The caution's out. So what do you say we try one more time, race fans? The lights are going to be out. It'll be the New Waverly young man, Tyler Erb, to the outside pole alongside Jonesboro, Arkansas's Hunter Raston. We're backing away. Into one. Raston got a much better start here on this original restart. He'll take the race lead on the opening lap off of 4. He'll lead over the 91 of Tyler Erb from New Waverly, Texas, off of Northern Door for third. Jack Sullivan, the winner here 1 year ago from the days, Dayton the 18, rides third as he sends it up top shelf into 1 and 2. Trying to go 3 wide. Billy Moyer Jr. around the hub. Got a little side step there. The 00 Stovall, the 97 of the third. Cade Dillard in the 97 up to 4th. Off of 4. It's still out front. The R5 of Raston over the 91 of Erb. Third is the 18 of Cadillac. Jack Sullivan, the third. Cade Dillard is 4th, and 5th is still the 00 of the Undertaker, Jesse Stovall of Galena, Missouri. A great run tonight for the youngster out of Marouz, Louisiana. Tanner Killick in the 3K Black Diamond chassis. Moyer Jr., winner here in May of 2014, trying to the inside of him. He got great battles back here throughout the pack. Right now, everybody from about the top 6, all high side hopes around the top shelf of the Timberline Speedway. We'll see how it pans out as the 91 of Erb has taken over the top spot from the R5 of Raston for the race lead and has separated himself by nearly almost about a half a straightaway there. And the Toast Construction Rocket XR1 Clements Power number 91 as he sets his sights here on turn number 3. Tyler Erb driving the Timberline Speedway tonight here with reckless abandon as he will soon and fastly approach lap traffic with the 14Z of the reigning Midwest Sheet Metal Coots Company Rookie of the Year on the comp cam store of the Gladewater Texan. Zach McMillan brings out caution. We are with the Jonesboro racer out of Arkansas. Hunter Raston jumped out, and then 91 was able to get back around him and stretch it out by nearly about a half a straightaway. New Waverly, Texas young racer Erb, the World of Outlaws Craftsman Late Model Series regular, sends him back in full throat down the front straightaway in the turn number 1. He brought some stance. He'll send it into 1 and 2. As they head off and down the back straightaway, last year's winner here at the Speedway, the 18 of Cadillac, Jack Sullivan, trying to take that spot away from the R5 of and Hunter Raston nearly clipped the U-tire, got out of sorts, and the 97 of the Thriller, Cade Dillard, going to go by the 3rd. Cade Dillard, who started off the 2018 season hot. Over to the Kaiser Manufacturing Wild West Shootout at Arizona Speedway in Tucson, Arizona. Should have got a victory there that week. Bad luck struck for him in 97, but he went on to win a Louisiana Late Model Series race at Chatham Raceway, where he also won the Spooky 50 at the end of the 2017 season. Dillard, the former USMTS modified ace, or 15 career USMTS victories to his credit, got his first one back on November of 2014 at the Arclotech Speedway in Vivian in his home state of Louisiana. Always runs well here. Never been here in a late model. His first time ever here in a late model. Driving for that Mars race car chassis built by Jimmy and Chris March from Menominee, Wisconsin. He'll pull to the tail tank of the driver of the Rocket XR1 panel JV Mark Martin on number 18 of Cadillac, Jack Sullivan. Here comes Dillard. He'll dive it to the bottom of the inside of 1 and 2 and try to clear the 18. Not going to work. It'll work. The 97 of Dillard going to go by. Didn't slide him in front of the nose of the 18 like I expected. Ooh, gets a character spot there to the middle point of 3 and 4. Of course, keep in mind, race fans, if you're watching this in later time, that this racetrack received a lot of moisture in the last 36 hours. And track owner Billy White thrashed everything he could to provide these races with a great service tonight. As right now, the 91 of Tyler Erb out front with the race lead. Erb and Dillard They have cut their teeth around the Arco-Tex region, from South Texas up to Northwest Louisiana. And right now they run 1 and 2 on the racetrack with the reigning 3-time series Comp Cams champ Jack Sullivan back in third. How about the Maroons, Louisiana youngster as well? Began his racing career back in 2012 in a limited modified. Tanner Killick is up to fourth as Jack Sullivan putting the pressure back on the thriller. Cade Dillard for second. Here we go. Lap traffic is about to heat up. This time by, it'll be 17 laps to go here at Timberline Speedway. Flying David Corbillo showing the blue and yellow to all the drivers. A victim to go a lap down here. Next, this will be the 70 of the Hockley Texan Austin Tice with the Don Bad Motorsports Andes Frozen Custard Black Diamond of Terry Phillips. And what a dot bomb moved into the inside for the 91 of Herb. Herb, he'll jump down to the low side to protect. Has no idea how comfortable an advantage he has right now, but obviously treacherous racing conditions. One little bobble could be the separation in this race, and Dillard is there. Dillard keeping the 91 honest. As Cade Dillard won the Mod Freedom 30 here at Timberline a year ago, and he is driving the racetrack with reckless abandon. Oh, and Tyler Herb just got out of sorts. Here comes the thriller, Cade Dillard. Dillard looking for his first ever Comp Cams Super Dirt Series victory tonight. He has 15 laps between he and Pay Dirt right now off of turn number 4. We'll head to the Kilgore Overlook Lone Star Speedway, the same league to Everett Peace, 38 Mile tomorrow night. Right now, Cade Dillard driving the Shane and Shelley Sprinkle S&S Fishing and Rentals, Nickel Home Store Gunners, sponsored JCR Components, number 97, out front with the race lead now over the 91 of Herb. Cade Dillard really showing up and showing out. Todd Turner with DirtOnDirt.com said that he may be the breakout candidate this season, or breakout driver of the year. And I'll tell you what, if you know what this youngster, I call him a youngster now, a 26-year-old out of Robeline, Louisiana, everything he's fought through to get to this point in his career, he has always showed up to the racetrack and showed out no matter the division, no matter the sanctioning body. And right now, Dillard has a comfortable advantage for the race lead right now, and a little bit of track separating himself between the R5 of Rass and the early race leader in this one. But you never can be too comfortable, as the 91 of Turbo Tyler Herb loves these kind of track conditions. And we got one at halt on the front straightaway, and we'll get caution. Looks like Robert Baker trying to get his first career Comp Cams victory tonight over the New Waverly Texan Turbo, Tyler Herb, Cadillac, Jack Sullivan, Tanner Killick, Mo Bags, Morgan Bagley, your top 5. We're back underway here at Timberline tonight. Dillard goes high, wide on the start, swings down the front straightaway in the 97. Dillard sends it off into 1 and 2. And that S&S Fishing and Rental number 97 into 3, separates himself by about 5 car lengths into 3. Tyler Herb still comfortably in second. Jack Sullivan in third. Fourth is still Kellick. Side by side for fifth off of turn number 4. Mo Bags. And the 86 of Kyle Beard getting a little bit together there off of 4. As they continue down the back straightaway, nose to tail here in your top 5. And we lose the 86 of Beard, who's coming to a stop at the top of 1 and 2, and we'll get caution. The same chassis he's competed in for Jimmy and Chris Mars, and the Open Wheel Modified ranks on the USMTS Tour. So Cade Dillard out of Robeline, Louisiana sends them back off at turn number 4. We're backing away with 9 laps to go here at Timberline tonight. Dillard will restart and go to the low line into 1 and 2. Drift up to the top shelf of turn number 2. Smash the loud pedal. Tyler Herb still in tow, but Dillard separates himself by 4 or 5 car lengths just as he did on that previous restart. Off of 4, Dillard in 97 continues to lead. Just looking to hold on, but here comes Herb. Herb able to drift that number 91 car right to the middle part of the Timberline Speedway and grab some dig, grab some bite down the back straightaway, but Dillard too strong out front in 97. And this attrition-filled main event. Dillard having some troubles getting through 1 and 2. That time opens the door for the 91 of Herb to get a run on him. Tyler Herb trying to fit the gap and close that gap between he and the 97 of Dillard. All of 4. 2 friends these guys are, and have cut their teeth a lot of the same nights, racing with each other in two different classes. Now reunited in the late model ranks, and Cade Dillard showing the way. It'll be 5 laps to go this time by for the Robeline, Louisiana hot shoe, Cade Dillard. The former Texas Motor Speedway World Dirt Track Championship winner in Open Wheel Modified in 2014. Beat the best in the business to get the job done that night. And 2 of the hottest names are up-and-comers in dirt late model racing. In this one, over the veteran and the 3-time reigning Comp Cams champ, Cadillac Jack Sullivan back in 3rd spot. Cade Dillard trying to hold on. He'll go through the middle part of the 1 and 2 of the Timberline Speedway, set his sights down the back straightaway for turn number 3. Dillard's going to have to really make a big bottle of mess up in this race. He's trying to keep that car as smooth as possible in 97, but I tell you, It's treacherous out there right now. Here comes Herb. He'll dive to the inside of the 97 of Dillard for the race. They're going to go door to door. Off the exit of 2, they head down the back straightaway. Dillard feels the pressure now. He knows he's got to go, and he's got to go now. It'll be 2 laps to go. Short from veteran flagman David Corbello this time. Dillard trying not to overdrive the car. And once again, treacherous racing conditions here tonight in your super late model Comp Cam Super Dirt Series main event. 1.5 laps to go, and the 97 of Dillard meets the midpoint of the back straightaway. Looking for his first ever Comp Cam Super Dirt Series victory presented by Lucas Oil. White flag coming up this time by Robeline, Louisiana's Cade Dillard, the thriller into 1. Lap traffic should not become a factor. Doesn't appear the 91 of Turbo Tyler Erb's going to have anything but the kitchen sink to throw at him. Will he do it? He will not. He'll go to the outside of the Timberline Speedway. His first ever Comp Cam Super Dirt Series victory will come tonight. The thriller Cade Dillard to victory lane here with the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series at Timberline Speedway. Over the 91 of Tyler Erb. Third by a nose. The 18 of Jack Sullivan over the 3K of Killick. Who's never really rested on his accomplishments. He always looks to get better each week. It doesn't matter what car, sanctioning series, or body that he's behind the wheel of. But in treacherous racing conditions tonight, after a bobble by the 91 of Herb, Dillard goes by and he does not relinquish the race lead. So the Nichols Home Store, S&S Fishing and Rentals, Joel's Auto Sales, Mars Race Car, Clements Power number 97 out of Robeline, Louisiana, getting ready to climb out of the machine. Everybody left in the house, give it up for Robeline, Louisiana's the thriller, Cade Dillard in victory lane. Kate, I would say it's a long time coming for the late model. She won the Spooky at the end of last year. I'll tell you, that was, we'll talk about this race. That was some treacherous track conditions out there. I'm sure you're trying to keep this thing in one piece and bring this thing home to victory lane.
Yeah, I'm pretty wore out. I thought I rolled it a couple times there. Feel like once I got to the last lead and after the last restart, I don't know if I couldn't hit my mark, so the track got rough or what, but I was kind of waiting on somebody to drive by, but I figure if I just kept in the best part of the track, it'd be hard for them to get around me anyway.
The decision for you to kind of pull off and not run the modified full time, although you still lead the USMTS modified national points right now coming to this deal. You won a Louisiana race over at Chatham, new series deal over there. How does it kind of feel for you to cash in on these victories, get your first Comp Cam sanctioned body win here tonight?
Yeah, it's like every one of these I go to, I just go to get seat time. We went to Arizona, intentions of getting seat time, and about won a couple of them. It's learning curves went a lot faster than I thought. It helps having such a good crew. Austin and Donnie, both those guys work really hard to give me the best race car possible. It's just my name's on this stuff, but if it wasn't for them, I couldn't do it. Especially my sponsors, Shane and Shelly. They give me the opportunity to do this. Joel's Auto Sales, Production Jars, Nichols, Brian Cook Trucks, AWALD Hot Oil Service, Jody's Oilfield Service, Turner Cutright, MB Custom. I want to thank those guys a lot. They put a lot of effort into making this thing go, and it's showing off. Moran Truck and the Comos. I'm sure I'm missing somebody. I want to thank all the fans for coming out. It's good to see a good crowd. I like to support, Billy and Justin. They work hard. They worked hard to give us the best track they could. Just unfortunately the weather didn't cooperate too good.
I'm not sure that it is a little rough out there, but I'm not sure they fit anybody's really driving style. But Tyler Erb, he's a gasser. You're gonna have to give it everything you had those last few, I'm sure.
Yeah, when we unloaded here today, I was like, man, this is like a really stacked field of cars. I knew Tyler's really good anywhere he goes, so just to be right there with him once I got to second, I'm like, second ain't too bad, it pays a little bit, and I just caught him in a mistake there, and once I got by, I tried not to do the same thing. Congratulations to you, Cade. Well-deserved victory tonight. Thank you.
Cade Dillard from Robeline, Louisiana, the thriller in 97, parks it in victory lane here at Timberline. We'll get a quick word with Tyler Erb here. Tyler, we talked with Cade about it. I'm not sure these track conditions really suit your style, but you like to put it up top and kind of mash on it. And, how was it from your vantage point?
It was okay there at the beginning when he had it rolled in, but the more laps we made, it just got rougher and rougher, especially down here. And just made a mistake, drove off the top there. I honestly didn't even know Cade was in second there. I thought Jack or Hunter was still in second, but he drove by me there and just couldn't really do much with him after that. I gave it everything I had there on that last restart, but unless he made a big mistake, there really wasn't much I could do. So congrats to him and Jack and everybody else. we got the race in, so I guess that's all that matters. Go to the next one.
I'll give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out in this 91 race team.
My mom and dad, Junior, this is hometown. He's been huge this year. He's worked super hard, and I mean nothing fell off. Everything's been doing good. Wayne Childress, New Point Lighting, Dirt Defender, Billy Vest, he's around here. Billy Franklin, Tony Toast, all my product sponsors, Kaiser, Rocket, Integra, just everyone that helps out. Bought a T-shirt, anything like that. It really means a lot, and I can't thank everyone enough.
And just final things, it feel good to race here in your home state of Texas?
Yeah, it was good. Maybe we'll come back. Track will be a little bit smoother.
Hey, good to see you, Tyler. Best of luck on the World of Outlaws Tour this year, my friend.
Thank you.
Tyler Erb, ladies and gentlemen, of New Waverly, Texas. Grabs second tonight. We appreciate all you race fans who made your way out. We'll try to get a quick word with the three-time reigning champ, Jack Sullivan, here in just a second if he has some time. But once again, we appreciate all you folks that came out. I believe we have one more race, the 1,000-win modified special event to come up. Folks, we're going to catch up with the three-time reigning series comp cams champ, the winningest driver on this tour's history, 26 career wins. Jack, you won here a year ago to today's date. Tonight, man, you having to drive that thing with reckless abandon.
Yeah, it was a little treacherous out there. I know it's probably rained a lot or whatever. I don't know what all happened there, but it got pretty wild there. I don't know what Tyler didn't think I wouldn't drive. I mean, I don't know what he meant. He thought I was second, like I wouldn't pass him.
Yeah. He didn't give you no credit there.
Yeah, but now congratulations, Cade, and everybody, and I'd like to thank the fans coming out, sticking out. I know it's been a late night, and it sure means a lot if y'all stay out here and watch this. So thank y'all.
We'll pull the belts tight and head to Kilgore tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Terry Panel. I know he ain't here. Yeah, I think he's down the road logging, matter of fact, and I'd like to thank him and my brother and everybody, all the guys that work on this thing, and I know I'm forgetting everybody. I'm wore out.
Been a great start to the year for you, Jack. Good to see you here, man, and safe travels down the road. We'll see you at Lone Star Speedway tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Give it up for him. Open wheel modified main event ready to take shape on for 4. Green flag is out, 20 laps the distance. It's Donnie Powers and Winnigan, Chris Hennigan from the front row in the pair of Team 6 cars that'll lead the herd into 1 and 2. They head down the back straightaway for the first time, approaching turn number 3. Hennigan going to tuck in tow behind the 6 of Powers for the race lead. Powers will lead lap number 1. Donnie Powers going to lead them to the stripe in 3 and 4 with 3 laps scored to this 20-lap affair for the 1,000-win open wheel modifieds here at Timberline Speedway. Williams at the inside of Winnigan. Chris Hennigan here on the restart. We'll see what happens as Chris Hennigan going to sing it full song to the outside. Hits a character spot on the racetrack as well as the 24 of Williams. Into turn number 3. Back at it. And this 20-lap affair down the front straightaway. Hennigan got it rolling back up top to the outside of the 24. The little man Manuel Williams in that Bandit chassis number 24. Hennigan selling it back to the top shelf of the Timberline Speedway. Loses some ground into the 24 who will ride there to second comfortably now and set his sights on the rear spoiler of the 6 of Donnie Powers out front who has the race lead. Farrell has worked his way inside of the top 5 now. The 24Z from Hermitage, Arkansas, up the 4th in an MB Custom chassis. It's an MB Custom out front in the form of the 6 of Donnie Powers, who's driving a flawless race here tonight. Chris Hennigan now going to tuck in tow and drift back high down the back straightaway and go to the top shelf of the middle lane of the Timberline Speedway once again as the 24 Manuel Williams continues to roll the hub. Hennigan says that I'll continue to drive this thing with reckless abandon up top. K. Diller just won that Pop Game Splitter Series late model race up top. But right now, smooth and easy does it around the hub of the racetrack. That's where the 6 of Power seems to find his hay. The 24 is able to drive that car so deep into the corners. Lil Man, I'll tell you, he has really stepped his game up. As I noted earlier, he had won 8 out of 8 last year at one point in that Bandit race car. Started off this year racing with the United States Modified Touring Series, with the best modified drivers in the country, the King of America Modified Nationals with the USMTS Series at Humboldt Speedway in Humboldt, Kansas. And when you race door-to-door with the likes of those guys week in and week out, you're undoubtedly going to step your game up and become a better driver, whether you think it or you think not. But right now, he's got a 2-time USMTS winner nipping all over his heels with the former Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. The all-time winningest racer at Arclitech Speedway, and here comes Manuel Williams trying for the race lead. We have only got 8 laps to go the next time by, and right now you got a top string tighter than the Texas Fiddle for the race lead. Right now, Hennigan has closed the gap. He's going to continue to roll the middle lane of the racetrack, and I tell you what, if he can just get that car to execute and he can just find a clean line through 3 and 4, he'll carry all that momentum down the front straightaway. He might blow the doors off both of these guys. And here comes Williams to the inside for the race lead. Williams to the inside with a top spot with Powers trying to hold off. And man, what a dive bomb power move to the inside of the racetrack. He'll drift back up top and Powers back to the inside. He'll lead that lap at the line by half of a nose. What a race at Timberline tonight. Powers, Williams, door-to-door for the race lead. Chris Hennigan on the outside of that battle looking in, sitting in third. And they'll approach lap traffic as they'll form the 24 of Keaton Atkinson now. Williams driving that car deep into the corners and drifting high wide there off the exit of the corner. He'll now separate himself and have a little bit of a comfortable advantage now over the driver of the 6 of Donnie Powers. As Manuel Williams II, Lil Man putting the clinic on that Bandit chassis with Hunter Raston in the pits tonight. Of course, Hunter Raston was a big advocate and won a lot of races in Bandit race cars over the years. And at one point last season, he had said that Hunter's helped him out with that race car some. But nonetheless, looking to grab a nice $1,000 paycheck and head back to Falk, Arkansas with a smile on his face tonight. As the laps are winding down quick, fast, and in a hurry. It'll only be 3 laps to go this next time by. Chris Hennigan just trying to get around his teammate for the weekend of Donnie Powers. Powers turned down the challenge. As Powers sets his sights now on Brian Foy, and the caution is going to come out with 3 to go. To the stripe, Manuel Williams out of Falk, Arkansas took the lead away from Donnie Powers. Chris Hennigan may have something to say here on the restart. We're back away. Good restart by Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. Going back into 1 and 2 here on the restart with 4 laps to go. It'll be 3.5 when they meet the midpoint. Manuel Williams II trying to cash in on another victory here at Timberline Speedway. With one of the best drivers to ever do it in the Arclitech racing scene, Chris Hennigan, nipping at his heels, but Donnie Powers. I'll tell you, Donnie Powers is driving a flawless race tonight. I think I may have got swapped up with who's and what. I thought Chris had the silver left rear, and that's how I'm going to keep him. But I think Chris also has a silver helmet, so I'm a little confused at this point. Guess we'll find out whoever climbs out in Victor Lane if they happen to cash in on this one. But the white flag is out, so whoever it's going to be, the mystery, we'll have to find out in Victor Lane. But Manuel Williams says, yeah, they're going to have to steal this one away in a bad way. Here we go for the final time in the 3 and 4. Powers is there. Knocked onto the back door for the final time. But Manuel Williams II, the Falcon Monster, going to eat him up tonight. I mentioned Manuel Williams II going up and racing the King of America Modified Nationals with the United States Modified Touring Series at Humboldt Speedway in Humboldt, Kansas last month. And when you get to racing with those guys door to door, you can only improve and step your game up as a racer. But last year I mentioned Manuel won the first 8 out of his 8 starts in this Bandit chassis. What is it? But getting ready to climb out of the car, everyone left in the house. A dominant run tonight for Manuel Williams II out of Falk, Arkansas, 24. Kind of a late night manual, man. You had to get up on the wheel on that one. You never can feel too comfortable as good as Chris Hennigan and the 6 of Powers were tonight, those Team 6 cars, man. You were just able to really sell your car off into the bottom of 3 and 4 and have it stick off the exit.
Yeah, it was definitely a tricky racetrack tonight. It had some character in it, and sometimes that makes for a good race, and I think tonight it did. I mean, we had me and Powers had a pretty good run there for a few laps, so that was fun.
And what is it about this racetrack? Obviously, it doesn't matter the racing conditions. You obviously you find a good niche around this place.
Yeah, this is home, so it's a lot easier when you come home. We've been out on the road for a few weeks and had a lot of fun, learned a lot, and I'm proud to come back home and it pay off a little bit and get a win.
I told the race fans how awesome of a year you had last year starting off in this Bandit race car, but you go up to Humboldt, Kansas, you race in the toughest modified race in the country, the King of America Modified Nationals, and you may have wanted to have better results, but how do you feel that that's just improved you as a racer to race door to door with the likes of Hughes, Dillard, all those guys week in and week out? It's got to make you a better racer.
Oh, definitely. You can't not get better when you race against that kind of competition. I mean, them guys are fast.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You take Dillard. I think he was leading the late model duo. I was in the car, but I mean, they're good drivers, and to be able to compete with them and run with them, I mean, that's been a dream of mine. I'm getting to chase it a little bit, and I'm enjoying it.
Hey, you're a heck of a driver yourself, man. You're still earning your stripes out here, but hey, nobody can shake a stick at what you did last year. Start off the year strong, man. I want to give you an opportunity to thank everybody who helps you out in this race program.
Yeah, thank Texas County Tire and Wheel. Terry Tussey helps me out, and Team 5 Enterprise, 517s. My grandpa helps more than anybody. I mean, most of all, God and my family. I mean, without them, you couldn't do this.
No doubt about it. $1,000 in the bank, man. Go back to Arkansas with a smile on your face. You deserve it.
All right, appreciate it.
Give it up for him, folks. Little man Manuel Williams, the second Converse in C49. Jacob Jones, the youngster, the 12-year-old, outside the front row from Nash, Texas. Cole Derrick in 1G from Texarkana alongside Brandon Brown from Hooks. The lights are out. We're underway. This should be interesting. Converse has a race lead here on the opening lap. And Jacob Jones just got turned by Cole Derrick on the entry to turn number 3. The 27 went for a pretty interesting ride. Trying to have things work out a little bit better this time around on the restart with 2 laps scored, 3 scored that time by the flag stand. Justin Converse out front with a race lead in C49. Trying to hold off the 12-year-old youngster Jacob Jones from Nash, Texas. Converse able to keep that car just straight through the corners on the entry and off of exit. He's able to skate and slide around the Timberline Speedway and find the liking to his advantage. As the youngster continues in hot pursuit, it's not quite enough to run him down just yet. As Jacob Jones continues to send it up top. Cole Derrick rides in third. 50% in, 50% to go. And Justin Converse out front, minding his own business as he typically does at any racetrack he checks into around the Arklatex. Out front, and C49 hugging the Uke tires right around the hub of the racetrack as close as he could possibly get them and keeping that car straight, as I said a few moments ago. It is tough to beat C49. Tick-tock goes the race clock. Sand of the hourglass is running away for the youngster out of Nash, Texas. Justin Converse leading them to the point. Back underway. Jacob Jones, Cole Derrick, your top three. We're back at it here at Timberline, your four-cylinder final race of the night. Here comes Jones to the inside of Converse for the race lead. Jones stole one away from Converse at the end of last season. But Converse leaving that bottom side a little wide open there. 5 laps to go, this time by at the flag stand. Captain Universe out front, setting a torrid pace in C49. Running away from the competition once again. The 27 of Jacob Jones still rides in second. How about the young lady Morgan Powell is up to third in 21M. Black Cat Chris Franks is up to fourth. Danny Rambo occupies the top 5 as we click them off. It'll be 1 lap to go this time by at the flag stand for course C49 of Justin Converse, who's led every lap of the main event in this one. And the hood, or the trunk, flying up on the C49 now, but it shouldn't matter, affect the aerodynamics. Oh, and Jacob Jones just may have grenaded one. Nope. A little bit of backfire there. Final time, the 3 and 4. Your final 4-cylinder race, or the final race of the night, gonna go to your 4-cylinder main event winner, Justin Converse in C49. Second, we'll go to the youngster, the 12-year-old Jacob Jones, and I'm telling you, that thing's running rich. The Justin Whitehead of 4-cylinder racing. Give it up for Justin Converse in C49. Justin, we've met here quite a few times, my friend, and been a heck of a start to the year for you. Of course, I told all the race fans, you've won at every track you've checked into in the Arklatex. This is another one you're going to throw into the history books, and you had to earn it. That 12-year-old youngster making you earn them out front.
Yeah, he'll make you drive. I'll tell you that. I kept looking around for him. I was like, I know he's there. Where's he at? I thought I was going to see him one time, and I was like, well, where'd he go?
He was back there a little bit. I think he was running a little rich there in the late go, and he's backfiring pretty good. But I'll tell you, does it feel good to park it here on opening night of the 2018 season here at Timberline?
Yes, it does feel good to park it here on opening night. When Scotty showed us 2 laps ago, I was like, oh, come on, girl, just hold in there. I know the suspension is wore out. Just hold in there.
Is it wearing you out behind the wheel?
Oh, yeah, my arm is wore out.
Yeah. You got power steering on this thing?
Yeah, but I think it leaks.
Yeah. Hey, I want to give you an opportunity to thank everybody that helps you out in this race team, man.
My wife, my kids, TWA Truck Wash, Oh man, my friends, my family, they help out the most. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got a whole back of my Tahoe full of front end Cavalier parts. Cole Derrick had to borrow an axle from me earlier. His broke, but that's about all.
You're just trying to stay focused and hit your marks each and every lap. Get this one into the history books.
Yeah, trying to miss some potholes.
Hey man, great run tonight. Congratulations to you, Justin.
Thank you.
Justin.